Thanks for that report. On today's Hidden History, one person from the past stays fresh on Eau Claire residents' minds as his legacy is tied to several local organizations today. We're learning more about the man behind the name Ellie Phillips. The name Ellie Phillips is widely recognized by residents in the Chippewa Valley.
If we drive around the Chippewa Valley today, you can easily spot the Phillips name on places like our public library or right here on the UW Eau Claire campus with the Phillips Science Hall.
Other places include the Ellie Phillips Senior Center, the Ellie Phillips Career Development Center, and the Ellie Phillips Scout Reservation. But who was he? Louis Edward Phillips was born in the late 1800s in what we would say is Lithuania today. When he was around 2 years old, his family came to the United States, eventually coming to the Eau Claire area around 1918. That same year, Ed Phillips & Sons, a wholesale distributor of things like candy, magazines, and newspapers, was established in Eau Claire. That was the family business that Ellie Phillips eventually rose to become the president of, the first of two presidencies he held.
It was around 1942 then that Ellie Phillips became the president of what was then National Pressure Cooker, which eventually became what we know as Presto today.
July 1st, 1942, I became president of the National Pressure Cooker Company.
Ellie Phillips transformed Presto as the president and later the chairman. In the early 1940s, the Phillips family established a foundation that has remained active in the Chippewa Valley for over 80 years.
Ellie Phillips, through the Phillips Family Foundation, really gave a lot of critical funding to be able to see a lot of these institutions and organizations be able to achieve their kind of goals and aspirations.
In the case of Phillips Science Hall at UWEC, Ellie Phillips provided the final funding to see that building through to completion, paving the way for the future of science programs at the university.
We can see that in the new science building under construction today. It's a recognition of that legacy.
The president of UW Eau Claire at the time, Dr. Leonard Haas, later spoke about Phillips' contributions.
Much to my delight and surprise, he said, what will the minimal cost be for these things that you need in order to open that building? I said $250,000. To which he replied, you shall have $250,000.
But Ellie Phillips didn't just leave his mark through funding.
He cared deeply about the Eau Claire community. He served on the boards of numerous organizations. He cared deeply about the youth here in the Chippewa Valley and about education. Every day he was simply part of this community, helping to shape Eau Claire and the Chippewa Valley in ways seen and unseen today.
In Eau Claire, I'm Nicole Ashley. And a connection to a previous Hidden History, Louis Edward Phillips was loosely related to Pauline Phillips, or Dear Abby. You can learn more about her history in Eau Claire on our website.